I've been asked to focus this Lenten Devotional on the first three petitions of the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. In Luther's small catechism, he explains these three petitions in very similar ways. He first starts off by saying that what we're doing when we pray these three petitions is we're acknowledging something that already exists. God's will is going to take place whether we pray for it or not. God is holy whether we pray for it or not. And God's kingdom will come whether we take any action or pray for it, regardless. And what's important for us to do in these cases is for us to acknowledge that reality that sometimes we miss or sometimes we ignore, and to do that at the very beginning of our prayer. And doing that lays claim to promises of God. And in those first three petitions, what we're asking God for and what we're calling God to do is to work in, among, and through us. One of the things I really like about the beginning of the Lord's Prayer is that Jesus acknowledges God as both being very close to us and referring to God as our parent, but also acknowledges that God can be very distant, saying that God exists in heaven. The ancient people, that heaven for the ancient people was probably about as far away as you could imagine. I find that very comforting, a God that is both intimate and incomprehensible. And perhaps we need to acknowledge that at the beginning of all of our prayers and at the beginning of any action we take, that God is God and we are not. Perhaps only after we acknowledge that are we ready then to ask for God's help, for God's deliverance, for God's strength as we try to bear witness to the gospel in a broken world.